turn more. All right, there we go. Fade it off. All right, I'm live. Here I am, Saturday morning. Let's go ahead and get things started. I'm Michele Bee. Here's my little card, a little business card. It talks about how to get a hold of me, and it's not focusing. Darn it. But I do have Eclectic Hands Tarot. I do have this sign made up. If you want to reach out to me, Michele at eclectichandstarot.com. And if you want to see my website, eclectichandstarot.com, that's where you can order private readings with me. So, cup of coffee, all ready to go? Are you ready? Let's do this. Let's get some messages for today, Saturday the 25th. Last night, I trust my instincts and make decisions with confidence. I like that. I trust my instincts. I feel like, so first of all, yesterday I went through and made a 30-minute video, and it was all about trusting your instincts, believing in yourself, and leveling up. It was such a great set of readings that I did. I ended up recording it sideways. The whole thing was a mess. Like, I couldn't fix it, so I had to just delete it, and I'll have to do it over again. So whatever. I just wanted to say that the messages right now are about trusting what's going on in here over what's going on in here, because sometimes our logic just wants to keep us safe, based on patterns that we learned in childhood, what worked for other people to keep them safe. Like, say our parents taught us how they learned how to stay safe. And for that person that's just tuning in right now, I trust my instincts and make decisions with confidence. Okay. So what the choices that our caregivers made when we were growing up, that's what helped keep them safe, and we learned that, and it's not necessarily the same for us now, because life has changed so much in the 21st century. Things are so much different. Let's see what other messages we have and how much longer my cat can handle being stuck outside the room before I have to go over there and let him in. Yeah. He's scratching. I don't know if you can hear it. Scratch, scratch, scratch at the door. What messages do we have for today, Saturday the 25th? Ooh, the moon. And the moon card is a lot about instincts as well. All right. Trusting your inner guidance. There's like this confusion in the air. Am I making the right choice? And the thing is, like, you're being guided to make decisions that don't make sense. They're loony. To me, and you're like, well, going down this path, going down this path, I can't see what the future is going to hold. And that's scary, because you don't, the path ahead is dark. But it doesn't necessarily mean, just because you don't know what's happening as in the future, doesn't mean that what's happening in the future is bad, because anything can happen, right? Hang on a second, I gotta let the cat in. He just can't handle it. He just can't handle being left out of the tarot show. All right, are you coming in? No? Jerk. All right, cats are jerks. You turned around and ran. Well. Oh well. Interesting personality. Okay, so let's elaborate on this just a little bit more. Okay, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Should I keep going? Should I keep working? Should I keep going? It's a sense of losing something that you've worked on, that you put a lot of energy in for a long time. And that's scary, because we have that sunk cost. I forget the full term for it. When we sink a lot of energy into something for a while, and then we come to a point where it's not paying off anymore, we value it at a higher level than we would if we hadn't invested a lot into it, if we just stepped into it. So yeah, it's sinking a lot of um, effort into something in the past and not wanting to give it up just because of how much we've invested in it. But sometimes you just have to walk away from situations and just know that you learned from it. What the heck? Never know. Never know what's going to happen on the tarot show. It's all live. Knight of Cups. I got that a lot I got a lot of Knight of Cups in last night's readings that I did. So that's coming up a lot, and it has to do with filling up your own cup. And we have the Five of Swords and we have the Eight of Swords. So it's just there's a situation that's just like logically it makes sense for you to continue on with it, but intuitively you're like, no, there might be something new ahead. So let's get one last card to look at what is on that road, at the very end of that road right there. What's that? What is over there? The end of that dark road. Ooh. Look at that. We have the Knight of Wands. I don't know what that guy's about, but we also have the Empress that came out, and that is you coming into your full power. It's a major arcana, coming into your full power and being able to create the life that you want. So in this situation, you're trapped. The situation that you were in, you're trapped. And these two, it's the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles, working and working and working, being trapped, not knowing what to do except to just abandon the whole thing and walk away. But if you do choose to do that because your intuition is telling you it's time to make some changes, you carry with you the confidence, the learning experience of what you've been through before, and it helps you in your next chapter. So that's a positive card for the next chapter. Knight of Wands, it's just fear of looking like a flake. But sometimes you just have to not be concerned about what other people think of you and just do what's right for you. All right. So we're going to pivot. Those were the messages for whoever is tuning into it. And we're going to pivot into looking at some astrology messages. So this is this video recording is going to end up just going onto my channel for people to watch later on, and it can be just timeless messages for whoever tunes into it later on. So if these messages don't resonate with you, just keep listening, and you might catch something that's right for you in that. Shuffle my decks. So in Washington State right now, we're having a pretty intense cold spell, and it's supposed to snow. I'm in Western Washington, Bellingham, and it's supposed to snow this afternoon. But right now there's no snow. It's just so cold. Oh, now the other cat wants out. These two. Okay. Well, let's start with Aries. Aries messages. Five of Cups reversed. Talking about regret over losses. I think this is talking about the potential of regret over losses, being worried about regret over losses. It kind of overlaps with the last reading that we just had. It's not that something already happened, is that there's worry about something already happening. And we got the Ace of Cups. Don't forget your blessings. If you're worried about the potential of losing, being afraid of losing something, don't forget all the good things that you have in your life. And that's going to help give you confidence. Why are you doing this to me? Something to keep in mind, considering the law of attraction, that we attract what we focus our energy on. If we're so focused on potentially losing something, specifically relationships, love relationships, or people that are our loved ones that are close to us, if we dwell on the potential of losing those people, there's a pretty good chance that that's going to happen. So instead, if you were to pivot into focusing on the things that you do know are always going to be there, that can help to reinforce those things that you're afraid of losing. Or, I mean, you can't really keep somebody with you if they don't want to be with you, right? Instead, you can just be your best self. And that's filling your own cup, right? Filling your own cup, taking good care of yourself so that you can be a good partner to somebody else. That's really going to reduce the chance of something bad happening in your relationship. So instead of dwelling on the potential of losing someone, dwell on your blessings, my dear. Let's go on to Taurus. Queen of Swords. What's with all these reversed cards today? Queen of Swords in reversed. I know Taurus doesn't really like to... I mean, they can have confrontations if they need to, but they don't want to necessarily. They just want to do their own thing and plug away at their activities that they're doing. But there's some kind of confrontation that needs to happen. There's a conversation, a decision. So the swords suit is all about making decisions, having conversations, being decisive about something that's going on. And yeah, the Tauruses out there that are listening to this, if you're dragging your feet about having a conversation that needs to happen, it's time to go ahead and do that. Cut the deck here and get a look at what else. The Star. Something really good's going to come out of it. The Star is a major arcana that represents a respite from cold darkness. It gives you hope for the future, and that's the promise that you have. If you're just stuck in your head thinking about, that's another thing about the sword suit, is that it represents being stuck in your head, worrying, being anxious. If you get it out, if you have the conversation that needs to happen, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to have, with this card, with the Star card being here, that you're going to hear something positive that's going to give you some hope for the future. Next, we're going to Cancer. Ace of Swords. Another conversation, right? But it's like a decision sparks a new a new chapter in your life. That deciding to say something to someone, or just deciding to do something. I decided I'm going to do this thing. It's very much in the mental sphere, but that was the trigger. The trigger is making the decision, and then synchronicities bring the change that you wanted. It brings the opportunities that you want. Kind of supporting information. King of Swords. So there's a little bit of an overlap between Gemini and Cancer in this reading, about making decisions, being decisive, having conversations, taking control of situations that need to be taken, like getting business done. Yeah, putting on your big boy and big girl pants and going forward and taking care of what needs to be taken care of. So do it. And you know what it is, Cancers and Geminis. You know what that is. I'm sorry. I was on Cancer, but I should have been on, oh my gosh. I was on Cancer, but I should have been on Gemini. That was Cancers and Taurus that I was working on. I skipped Gemini. Was that intended for Gemini? Let's just do Gemini. Let's get that done. Gemini. Tuning into Gemini energy. Boom. Page of Wands. Yeah. Page of Wands. I think I pulled up a Page of Wands in the opening reading that I did for energies for today for the people that are present. Page of Wands energy is a little bit flaky, but it's also very exciting. It's that initial energy of it's a spark of getting something going that you're really excited about. So interesting. Being the beginner, just getting started, lots of new beginnings right now, which is expected at Pisces season. It's the time of creation. It's the realm of the embryo starting to sprout before it comes up out of the soil, the seed, the embryo, before it becomes a baby that's born. All right, more swords, 5 of swords. So the 5 of swords is a card that indicates someone taking advantage of someone else. I think it's just suggesting that you use a situation to your advantage. Inspiration comes in. It's a spark that is telling you to take inspired action. Unlike the swords that we had in the last 2 astrological signs that I read for, it's about taking actual action. So like the idea comes in, it gets you excited, and you can't help yourself. You just have to act on it. Page of Wands is a very impulsive energy, and it's asking you to take advantage of a factor, a situation that's just sprung up. It's a surprise thing that's come out of nowhere. So you take advantage of it, and it's going to be a positive thing for you. I really feel that. Okay. So I already did Cancer. So I'm moving on to Leo. Leo vibes, Leo energy. We've got just turn this around a little bit because I am just getting all these reverses. If the card came out, it's what's meant to be. 3 of Cups in reverse for Leo. 3 of Cups is the card of having a good time with your sisters, having a good time with your friends. Libation and celebration for Leo. But why was it in reverse? Is there something that's bumming you out, Leo? Lovers. It's a decision that needs to be made. Not sure if you have the support that you need. Afraid to be left out in the cold if you make the wrong decision. And this has to do with people that are close to you, not necessarily lovers, but friends that are close to you, people that you really care about. And it's really weighing you down emotionally that you have to make this decision. So lots of decisions being made right now across the first part of the zodiac. Difficult, challenging decisions, and that's what I was working on at the beginning of the tarot show, was the initial energies that I looked into. Is like making a decision that's really challenging and not knowing if you're making the right one. Afraid, it's like I know what I have now and it's not that great, but I definitely don't know what's going on in the future, and I'd rather keep what I already have than go find out what's out there, because it could be worse. And that fear of the unknown is what keeps you stuck. And Leo does have a habit of getting stuck in situations that leave them feeling like they're not living up to their greatest potential. And that can be extremely frustrating for them because they have so much to give. Is the situation that you're in, Leo, is it representative of your greatest potential? Ask yourself that. If it's not, then don't stay in it. That's just what it comes down to. So we've got the Leo card for Virgo. Strength. So it's a time, this is my sign right now, and I get it when I see this card come up right now. This is a time for you to set aside your fears and pretend that they don't exist. detach from the third dimensional reality and instead focus on what you actually want. Even if it seems that you're living in your head for the time being, eventually what you imagine will become reality. The more you focus on the present, Virgo, the deeper entrenched the conditions of the present will stay. Imagine, imagine a better future, and that better future will come. You got the Seven of Wands. It's like you're only fighting yourself. There's everyone wants to support you. They do not want to bring you down. Nobody's judging you. Go ahead and step forward into your future. And those wands that seem like they're coming to attack you will actually be coming to cheer you on. For those Virgos who needed to hear it. And then, let's see, Libra. Message for Libra. Oh, Six of Cups. Upright, which is good. Libra loves to be in love. Libra loves to be experiencing the beautiful energy of the young beginning stages of love, no matter what your physical age is, to be feeling the experiences of connecting with someone in the initial times. But there's also this feeling that a feeling of fleetingness that comes to it. I've just been tuning into this interpretation of the Six of Cups as being a card of temporary beauty, because like instead of water being in these cups, they're flowers, and flowers eventually they're already cut and they're already on their way to death. That's why I don't actually like to keep. I prefer to keep houseplants than flowers, because they are already on their way they've already been murdered, right? And they're gonna continue to. Okay, so does that sound positive for Libra? No, not necessarily. But I feel like that you're being asked to just go ahead and enjoy the fleeting beauty that you're experiencing right now for what it is, even if you know that it's not going to last forever. Because those little beautiful times, those little beautiful times are gifts. This little boy is giving the little girl a gift. So it's a gift for you, this like wonderful, beautiful time that you have right now. And Eight of Cups is like somebody moving on, right? This is something that you're concerned about. Let me get some. I like to always end on an inspiring and empowering place, Libra. But what I'm getting is that these changes are for the positive. The things that have to happen going forward are changes that are for the positive. They are for the growth of yourself and the other person involved. It's your ego wants to hold on to this, the knowing what is happen, like what's going to happen, the knowing, the familiar. Your ego always wants to hang on to that, and that's why it hurts. It's you're being disconnected from your higher self, from your guides, from the divine, from the universe. So that pain is your disconnection, because you're instead going in here into your ego and saying, no, I need to possess that thing, I need to possess that person in order to be happy. But you don't. You can be happy when you tune into the love that permeates the universe. You can be happy then. You can always choose what your emotion is going to be. The more you enjoy this moment for what it is, the longer it will last in your memory. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Moving on to Scorpio. Making sure that I'm on the right track here. Sometimes I skip people. So I got Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra. Okay. Scorpio. King of Pentacles in reverse. I think this has something to do with health and resources. Lots of reversals in this reading today. Let me listen for a second. King of Pentacles in reverse. There's just so many challenging decisions that need to be made right now. And that's hard. It's weighing heavily on people. But everything always works for our higher good, for the higher good. So it's like a challenging decision that needs to be made regarding because you're in the king position. You're in the decision maker position, Scorpio, where you have to decide about how the resources have to be funneled where they should go, making the decisions about how that flows. And you don't like it because it was in the reverse. You don't like having to be the decision maker. And this could have to do with your health or someone else's health, like making a difficult decision when it comes to somebody's health, not wanting to be in charge of that. Let's see if we can get any more information. Wheel of Fortune. So you're being asked to, Scorpio, you're being asked to ask for help from the divine, from the universe, from something outside of your physical three-dimensional self. You're being asked to ask for help. And then the universe is going to intervene. Something's going to happen. If you make a decision with a feeling of dread in your heart, what you're going to experience is your worst fears. If you make any decisions with hope and joy in your heart, then things will turn out okay. And if you can't make a decision with joy in your heart, if you can only make any decisions with fear and dread, then don't make a decision at all. And this is regarding money or health, 3D tangible things that you can touch. So let's see, moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius energy, the Hermit. Lots of people are taking some space for themselves right now, and that's understandable during Pisces season because we're drawing in so that we can re-emerge in the spring. Because it's the end of the cycle right now, and so I see Aquarius is going deep, Pisces is just resting, and Aries is sprouting out and the new beginning of a cycle. So Sagittarius is they're the wise old wizards of the zodiac, and they're drawing inward so that they can gather information within themselves to be able to take a wise step forward. And that's okay. That's okay. This is the card of rest. Four of Swords. Go ahead and take that time you need for yourself. I'm feeling that, Sagittarius. I don't have any Sagittarius placements, but I'm feeling that for myself as that it's a time to draw inward and seek counsel with you, with your intuition. Remember, that was the card that we drew, is that I use my intuition with confidence at the very beginning of the reading. So draw into yourself and gather that information from within so that you can make good decisions going forward. Take the rest that you need. That is okay. What have we got here? After Sagittarius is Capricorn. Page of Pentacles. Ooh. Now, Capricorn loves to be in charge, loves to be knowledgeable, loves to be the person that is managing the pentacles, right? Shifting them from here to there, right? But the page is the person that's learning. The page is the person that is the beginner, the apprentice. Interesting. So you're learning new things. This is a positive thing. Oh, and then we got the Hanged Man in reverse. So if an opportunity is coming up for you, Capricorn, in the near future, or anyone who resonates with the Capricorn energies, an opportunity is coming up, you're like, should I decide to go with it or should I not? Go ahead and go for it. Don't, well, so like I just got a conflicting message. It's like, wait, no. At first it was like, just go ahead and do it. But then I heard, no, an opportunity is coming. Make sure that it is for your greatest advantage, of course. All right, come on. This is the only card that I've had to, there we go. Okay. When it comes to taking an opportunity that is coming your way in the near future, that is going to put you in the position of being the apprentice, the learner, the beginner. It's something when it comes to money, career, life purpose. Give yourself a pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, is this opportunity part of your long-term plan? Because the 10 of Pentacles is all about the legacy. Is this part of your legacy? If it is, go for it. If it's not a part of your legacy and it just seems like it's could be just like a good time, behave accordingly as far as how much you invest into it. All right, legacies. Yeah, definitely Capricorn is the sign of legacies for sure. Let's see, Aquarius, the moon. So I drew the moon at the beginning of this session. Let me show you the moon. I drew the moon at the beginning of the session and it was regarding how you should be using your intuition as you guide yourself through the darkness of not knowing what's coming ahead. So it's having new beginnings is wonderful. The negative part of having new beginnings is you don't know what's in store for you, and that can be pretty scary. So when we're in the monotony of doing the same thing day in and day out, we value how great it would be to have some like new beginning, have some big shakeup. But then when it actually happens, it's really scary. So the moon is about using the intuition as you're stepping forward, as you've made some decisions about what your future is going to look like. You're like, oh, what do I do now? Act in an inspired way. Ooh. So the 8 of Wands is coming out, but it is in reverse. So it's suggesting that possibly you're slowing down your blessings by worrying, by filling your by being filled with anxiety about what's coming in the future. So see, this person is looking down at the situation and being like, what if the worst happens? What if the worst happens? That energy delays the blessings. So you're being asked, you're being guided to don't focus on what could be negative in the future. Instead, focus on your blessings in the present in order to attract more blessings coming in order to attract the future that you actually want. So what do you have in your present life, your present three-dimensional life, that you would like to keep going forward? Focus on that. Of course, you should still be working on the future while you're doing it, but always have your focus be on the best case scenario, what you would want. Instead of don't allow your brain to go there. Our brains, our egos are meant to keep us alive, to keep us safe. It's not meant for us to live to our highest potential. They're just for survival. That's all our brain is for survival. Our intuition is for connecting to the divine, and our heart is for sharing love with others. So I just see that there's just way too much focus on letting the brain do its job in keeping you alive and not real actually supporting your highest potential. That card is for Pisces, and that will close out our astrology session. The Lovers for Pisces. I see Pisces looking at their relationships. Happy birthday, all you Pisces out there, by the way. I see Pisces looking at their relationships, and they're looking at the big picture of their connection with someone that they've been really close to, and they're wondering if they made the best decisions. They're seeing it from a different perspective. I see Pisces looking at their relationships from other people's perspectives. Now, this can be for the positive or the negative. If they're looking at the relationship and being like, wow, you were a real jerk in the past, like in the big picture of it, that can not be good. If they were looking at it and they were like, wow, I could have done better, then that could be a positive if that's the intention, is to eventually do better. But I do get a sense of a lot of grief from looking at that big picture, like, oh, I should have made better decisions. Decisions in this whole thing. Queen of Wands. For some kind of guidance going forward. Queen of Wands is, now that you got the big picture story from about what you've been through with this other person, now that you know that you could have done better, do better. Yeah, act from inspiration, act from a place of wisdom, act from a place of trying to do better for the whole rather than for yourself or for the other person. So like a relation, there's like, when you're in a relationship with another person, there's the individuals, and then there's the relationship as a third entity. You're being called to put your love and energy into the relationship instead of into the other person, or instead of just worrying about yourself. Okay. How can you strengthen the relationship rather than just do things for the other person? Okay, so that closes out the astrological signs. We're at 37 minutes, and I think that that's pretty much enough for today. Any closing inspiration for those of you who are tuned in right now? First, I'll just draw an affirmation card, some empowering messages. I'm prepared to face any challenge. I love that for the readings that I've been through today. I'm prepared to face any challenge. Everything I need is within me. I love that, because a lot of the messages that I got in this reading, in all the readings that I've been doing today, is about being really nervous about the future, feeling anxious, and you're being asked to trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust your heart. Everything that's going to be coming your way in the next astrological cycle is something that you can handle. Like, you're only being given the challenges coming ahead because you can handle them, and they're actually good for you. I love that. There's that Ace of Swords again for you. Make those decisions. Don't be afraid. Make the decisions. Have the conversations. Go ahead and do it. Because ultimately, what's good for you is good for everyone else. And then we've got the Three of Wands. This guy's looking out into the desert. I have another version of it where the guy's holding the wands and looking out over the sea. Essentially, he's waiting for someone else to make the decision. He's waiting for someone else to take action when the only person who can do something is him. Or her, if you identify female. You're the only person that can act for yourself. You're the only person who knows what's really good for you. So take the steps forward, have the conversations, and know that you are prepared for any challenges that come for you in the future. they're actually good for you. So just one last little advertisement for myself. Eclectic Hands Tarot, that's me in that picture right there. I'm at eclectichandstarot.com if you'd like some private readings. If you would like to send me an email because you'd like to have your cards read here on my live show happening on Tuesday evenings and Saturday mornings, go ahead and send me an email, Michele at eclectichandstarot.com, and I will respond to you with the date and time that I will be doing your reading, totally anonymous. Only share as much information as you would like to. Let's have a conversation. All right, thank you all for tuning in. I love you, and I'm going to call it a day. It's a day.